Hello, my name is Arun Talukdar. I'm a technical support staff at CSoft. WiseImage is one of the most selling product at CSoft. So today I will try to explain a brief of WiseImage. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look how we do raster editing in WiseImage. So this is WiseImage, the interface. Menus are there on top of the softwares and toolbars, and the inspector in the left hand side, working space, and you have command prompt where you can type commands, and the application status bar. So the interface of the applications is very common to other CAD applications, to any CAD users. Let's go ahead and try with different samples. So before just going into the samples, show the features, technical features of WiseImage, I would like to tell you about the file supports in WiseImage. Basically, all the file formats you are getting from scanner. At the same time, so you can use vector file formats like DWG, DXF, and PDF, and you can see all other image formats. You can open, edit, and save. Basically, WiseImage is in WiseImage. There is a integrations of scanner environment. So if you plugins your scanner with WiseImage, WiseImage will give you an interface from where you can actually scan all your hard copies. And once you're done with the scan, you will get this type of images. There are different type of images. So let me start with this image, this TIFF file, tag image file. I have a few other things to say about importing file formats. So this is the import file formats that you can import in WiseImage to edit PDF, DGN, and SHP, and other different file formats that you can import. And at the same time, you can export file formats like these are the file formats that you can export. Now let's go ahead and try to fix the issues we have in this raster image. So as seeing the image, you can see that there's different unwanted parts in the drawing, and the drawing size, the file size is quite heavy, so the movement of the image is very slow. So on this type of images, if you are using, so WiseImage, basically at the beginning you have lot of enhancement tools that will provide you functionality to enhance the quality of any type of raster images, black and white, gray, or color. Any type of raster image you can open and enhance the quality. So for instance, I have an image with hazy backgrounds or unwanted objects. On this image, you can actually run different type of improvements tools, like speckle remover is one of them. You can select auto and apply. It will remove all the noise. It will remove most of the noise from the background. You can run again. Well, let me undo the whole things and just turn off the auto estimating and try to select the speckle size in the image instead of removing taking the speckle size automatically. For instance, I'm taking, this is the speckle size, let's increase up to 6 dot, apply. So up to 6 dot, all the noise will be removed from the image, and definitely the image size, the size of the image will decrease. And now you have options like separate by size. So just go to image, and then you can choose separate by size, So now 0 is the minimum size on my case. Okay, so let's take the speckle, this 6 up to 9. So I can select 9 and apply. What it does, it's actually mark out all the noise in the background of the image with a specified color. Now you can see the background is marked out most of the unwanted objects. So drawing entities are safe, so you can drag the noise out from the drawing. So these are all noise, you can cross check, and if you are okay, then you can delete. So you can save the drawing entity, and at the same time you can remove the unwanted objects from the drawing. There, I mean, all the enhancement. Let me undo, go back to the previous stage. So even I have options that I can select a particular portions of the image like this, and now I can go to speckle remover and apply the same functions to remove noise from that particular portions only, not from the entire drawing. So this is quite handy, and there are many tools that can actually use to improve the quality of raster images. Thickening, thinning, smoothing, inversions is basically to reverse the background and the foreground color. You have hole remover, many other tools to improve quality of raster images. Let me go to the next image. I have a different example. I have a color example of this contour drawing. So you can see the background is not very good. The quality of the background is hazy. So to handle this kind of images, to clean the background, there are different tools for such drawing. You can, to clean the, I suggest to use tools like color classifier. This is basically to calculate the number of pixels, the number of colors, the color pixels you have in this drawing. So in this case you have 27. So now I can choose this color picker. Sorry, I should take this one. It's so I can take the certain background area, double click, so it's taking 1 2 3 4 colors. So it's telling me that in the background you have these 4 colors basically. So I can merge these 4 into one, and I can change the whole 4 into one color. So the number of colors suddenly decreased, obviously, and I can apply. So now things is quite better. So this was the thing. Now this is after removing the background. Now still we have issue problem in this image. So now it looks good, but initially it was like this, and now I have quite good background. But if I zoom further, so I can see there are different pixels break to form a particular contour lines. Well, to handle this kind of situations, you have tools like color reductions. I guess this will be a good tool to handle this kind of situations. You can actually create the categories like white. I have one category. I want to keep only these categories after processing the entire image, and one more, and let's take one more. So basically I'm telling the applications that this is one category that I want to keep after processing the entire the image should have only 4 colors. So all of these pixels should get merged into this one, and the next one is this, and I should go to this picker, find a blue line like this. These are mixed blue pixels, so I should merge the blue pixels, and then this one I should merge these pixels, and white is okay. So now I can choose despeckling and say apply. What it does basically, it's actually merge all the cells like this, so you have different cells to form a particular contour. So what I did, I actually used that function to merge all the cells into one. So it's quite easier now to fetch one particular layer. So in the entire drawing now we have 4 colors. Earlier we had 27, now we have 4. So it's quite easy for us now to actually fetch out one particular layer from the entire drawing. So if I can show, I should go to something like binarizations. This thing is to create, binarization is to create black and white images, bitonal images. For instance, if I need to take out this particular layer, I'm telling application it's maybe something like red at the beginning, and it's denoting something water level. Water. So I apply, and now I can actually select the frame and to take out from the image. So the one new image is formed now. I can go to image manager, from tools, then image manager. So this water, this image that I can go to save as. To save the image, I'll keep the image to my this folder, so I can take any formats. I'm taking tag image file, so it's saved now as a separate file. So basically we can drag each of the items from the entire contour drawing to form a separate drawing with separated informations. So this is quite handy again if you have this kind of complicated color drawing and you need to fetch one single items, or maybe 2 items from the entire drawing. So this could be a useful functions for those customers who wants to fetch particular layers from a big color drawing. Moving down to next drawing, I have one more examples that I would like to show you, and you can see the quality of image. It's way difficult for you to take printouts, and you know, the image size is quite heavy. So we have tools like something. First of all, you can go to gamma correction. Gamma correction is something will give you certain display. It will improve the visibility of any pixels into the image. So the moment I apply, it fixes the display, the visibility of objects. But at the same time, we have hazy background, and which is very annoying if you take printouts, if you want to take printouts out of it. Go to tools like adaptive binary. This is very useful for images like this. I can choose a portions to examine the quality, the outcome. I can turn off this. Maybe I can make 10. These are all few parameters that I need to set. I can make it something like 95. Okay, so I'm okay. So I can go and apply. What it does actually to clean the background, it's taking the background out from the image, and now yeah, we have the output. This is a PDF file. So basically in the PDF file we can apply this kind of functions, and to make good quality of images I should go to rotate and something like this. So now I have quite good. I can take printouts. Even now I can see the pixels which is not required. I can even run the auto estimating pixel, noise reductions, right? So these are all great functions to use on images like this to improve the quality. Okay, so this was the portions where WiseImage actually are being used for quality improvements. Now moving further down, I'll go to this image. This is a typical TIFF file. This is a demo file from Csoft. So basically on this image there are certain dimensions, shaft and text hatches are there in the drawing, and on this drawing in millimeter. So our prime goal is to edit raster images, not to draft. So if you are going to draft raster images, it will take sort of few hours of yours, almost 4 hours it will take for a skilled draftsman to draft the whole sheet of this drawing. So again someone will have to check the entire quality of that particular drafted DWG or any CAD format files. So it's huge time involved, and most irritating, you can say, for a draftsman to draft this kind of files. This is a good quality, but I have some images which are very bad in quality, so you can understand. So now on this image I can basically, to convert the unit, I need to convert the unit because this drawing is in millimeters. So I can go to units. I need set to millimeter, set to millimeter. That's it. So okay. Now the thing is that I can actually click on a line basically. So this is still a TIFF file, but in WiseImage you can actually select a particular line and it will tell the raster line, the properties of this line. So this is the beauty of WiseImage. You can select a line, you can change the line type, you can change the line width, line angle, or entire assembly you can move. So I'm just trying to moving the lines, the entire lines like this. So this is quite handy to update any raster images. So going back like this, I have this text. So if I need to change the text, sorry, draw, this is the text. So I need to change the text to something like C-C like this, and I need to increase the height. At some cases I need to match the font, so I can choose the font from the properties. So font is there, you can choose the font. So now I just change the text and type the next command is merge, to merge that vector into raster. So now you change the text and it's 100% pixels, so it's 100% TIFF file. So this is quite handy. Say if you have a assembly or a view or a section or plane view, you can actually select the entire view like this. Scale, I want to scale down the whole thing to 25%, say. So I'm saying scale, this is my base point and I want these things to reduce by 27.5%. So it gets reduced now. I have all the modification tools on this modify toolbar. I can copy If I need, I can copy, and at the same time I can use other modifications tools. So I can modify any assembly or part or anything and apply the same cat functions. We can select the entire assembly like this to move the whole thing, or to make us separate images, like something like you can hold the shift key on the keyboard like this. I'm just hold the shift key and then select. The portion is not included in the selection, so in this way you can select. And the best part is that you can actually make a separate of that particular selections. So I just make a separate image of that particular assembly to change certain things on that, or maybe some other portion. So you can save this portion as a separate files. You can bring some other parts into this drawing from somewhere else, something like you have a functions like I'll show you on a different image though, but this is how you can actually edit raster image. So basically there is no point to go to CAD from this TIFF and then updates. Basically you are actually allowed to update things on this image, and in kind of similar environment you are habituated. So this is quite fun for you, I guess. So on this image I would like to discuss one more point on this image. I made unlimited undo, so I need to go to coordinate system again to set the units. So this is units. I just want to share one more functions on this image. Let me make a layer on this. So I'm drawing a line on this. On raster you have options to use snap. So on the images and ortho on the image I can use snap. So this is my line. What I wanted to show you is that if I make an offset of something like 222 millimeters, and it's coming on this up to this length, basically it should go to end of this 222 millimeters, that is here. But on this case, so basically it's quite evidence that the image scale is not correct, because the paper from where we had scan and we bring into WiseImage, it is according to that particular paper. So now I have to adjust the scale so that I can go further and to modify or convert things properly. To do that, you can actually do the reference scaling in WiseImage. You go to the same function tools again, and it's quite easier if you know the ratio, the scale up or down. So you can select and it will get scale automatically. If you don't know the ratio, that's all fine. It should be the actual is on page. Basically on page this is the distance. So and this is 222 in actual practice. So all done. Now I delete the line, and now one more time I'm trying to make an offset of 222 millimeters, so it should exactly on this. And again, if I make a offset something like 90, it should be this. That's all fine now. So basically all the things are in proper scale now. So this type of adjustment you can do on raster images, modifications you can do. The next functions in WiseImage, after editing, I want to show is most important, the most used functions of WiseImage around the world. So just take a look on the image. The image quality is not so good. Basically there are different dimensions, but the scales are not correct, and the authority wants to change certain equipments on this drawing, in this maintenance drawing. So they want now the authority wants to change the pipeline. They want to add a additional gate valve on this. The authority wants to update or to enlarge the pipe using these equipments, or maybe something other equipments they want to remove from this portion. So this is the requirement. So now there is no need, actually, if you're using WiseImage, there is no need to convert the whole things into CAD, because it takes time and you are not sure that if you are doing 100% correct. So it's better to go with the 50 years or maybe even more old drawing, keep the data as it is, and at the same time you can actually update the informations on the image. What we did, let's go back to the results now. First of all, we all need to know the scale, and the scale dimension should be exactly same. So that's all fine now, and the image quality is good. And here we go. We have a drafting tools on this. We just make the block like this and place it. That's it. We remove the raster and use it. This is it. It's almost 10 minutes for me to actually update the whole thing. And this is the next update. I just place the equipments on this, job done, and you can send it. The best part of this CWS, this is color workspace file, is a inbuilt file of WiseImage. Basically there is no need to carry the image with the DWG to keep the image reference in the background, because for WiseImage there is no difference between this and this, raster and vector. These are all same and all are encrypted in a single file. So you just need to carry one single file, that's it. But for that you should remember that when you making this type of CWS file, you should go to image manager and you should check that the file should embed it. So this is the functions. You should not see the link on this, it should be embedded. If you see the link of that particular image, you should click on the embed to embed the whole image into this drawing, and it will be embedded to encrypt the raster into the vector. So this is now one single file, CWS, having raster vector both, and this is very time saving. It's maybe take 30 minutes to enhance dimensions and to modify things you need. So this is what actually people are doing using WiseImage around the world. They are saving time. They are basically keeping informations 100% correct. They're not changing anything. They're only responsible for the portions they are changing. So this is helping our clients all over the world. Well, there are a few more tricks I want to explain for clipbook. Something like clipbook, this is very useful. If you have DWG file with number of blocks, that you can open the DWG into the clipbook and use the block. So this is very useful. Even you can actually select one block created by you, just drag down back, that's it. If you have objects, any raster objects, it doesn't matter basically. If you have the symbols, select the symbols and you can actually drag back the symbol to the clipbook. So what it does, you are now allowed to use the items as many time as you want, and you same the raster and the vector objects both you can actually use, and you can save the library for all other users. So the moment you need this, you can actually open and try to use it. So this is very useful in WiseImage if you are making CWS and other uh, kind of files. Now I have a CWS file. Basically people often ask, if I have a CWS, then how actually I can open the CWS if I have not installed WiseImage on my system. The answer is that we provide free CWS viewer on the web. You can install the viewer and open the CWS file. If you are not having the CWS viewer, you can actually, the CWS file is in the center. Basically if you select all the changes you made in the form of vector, so you just need to select all the vector entities like this and use one single command called merge. So it will merge all the changes into pixels. So it's very hard to understand all the changes now. So now you are allowed to save this as a TIFF or JPG or any other image format you want. So I just merge all things into raster. And if you are not really wants to move to raster again, you can actually export the whole CWS to DWG using export function. So you can save a DWG files from a CWS. So I'm saving a DWG from the CWS file to my WiseImage folder. So this is the folder. So I just save. Okay, and ignore the message. So basically you can save the DWG, and the DWG file will contain the image and the vectors, but on that case you have to carry the image along with the vector drawing, that's DWG, to keep the raster in the background. So this is how actually hybrid CWS can help users. Moving further down in WiseImage, I'm just yeah, okay, so let's go to, I have a drawing. Maybe, yeah, this is a good examples. So let's move further down to convert raster images into vectors. If you're not satisfied with all of the quality enhancements, editing, hybrid editing, you have options to actually convert things into vectors. Not for all the files. I mean, if you have a complicated maintenance drawing, it's always recommended you should go for only for raster editing, creating hybrid files, not for conversions. We have a few live cases where people are using WiseImage and to update their maintenance issues. I have a drawing raster image, and you can see the complexity of this raster image. Basically on this image you should update only the portions you need. You never know during drafting if you add mistakes, so it's always recommended to update things to make CWS to be in safe zone and to to solve the purpose in less time. Let's go down further and talk about the digitizations that raster to vectors. We have different tools in WiseImage. Basically you need to create a layer in WiseImage. So I can select a color, or you can go to layer manager to create a layer on this one, so you can create a different layers like this. So I can change, or I can change a color, only a color. Basically you can take polylines in WiseImage, like these polylines, and start drafting. Basically you can use ortho off. I'm stopping the snap, raster snap, so I do not want to use the raster snap. So basically this traditional drafting you can draft, but you know it takes time. It takes huge time to really convert one lines. But in WiseImage we have something called semi-automatic. That's there are different functions, different tools you can use. You can choose one contour lines like this. It will stop at junctions, so where it will ask you where to go, in which direction. So there are three different directions the line could go. I can choose either one of these three. I can select this, go this way, this way, this way, this way. That's it. So now I have the entire contour within very less time. So I just need to select the whole contour line. That's it. I may need 30 minutes to really convert the whole things. So it's way faster than traditional 2D drafting. We have full automatic tools to convert things. For that you need to go to conversions options. We have different templates for different for example contour drawings. I can select certain templates, and these are few settings. You can manually set all the tab, all the parameters of conversions options, and then you can go to convert and raster to vector. So now if I select the image, so this is now DWG, so you can actually convert the whole lines, the whole drawing lines, polylines, using polylines. These are all contours. Now going further down to the mechanical drawing, same, you can set all the conversions parameters by your own. You can take templates we have provided in the sample folder, something like make or CS make, and then you can go to convert. You can save the result as DWG to open in any CAD applications, for instance NanoCAD. So if you open these files into NanoCAD or AutoCAD, you can actually update. So yeah, this is the conversions in WiseImage. There are many more tools in WiseImage for editing raster images, improve quality, making hybrid files, DWG, and customize the applications. You can write your own code. You can make WiseImage to act the way actually you want, and it will behave the way you want using JavaScript and VB Script. So this is the custom tool development environment are there in WiseImage. This is all for WiseImage. Small descriptions of how actually in WiseImage people are working. So scanning, quality enhancement, editing of raster images, making hybrid files, and converting to DWG or DXF. People are into the maintenance companies, into the designs, different design companies, garments, they're using WiseImage, and they're quite happy. In the web, if you go to web, you will get a lot of videos on WiseImage, so you can take a look on WiseImage videos. These are quite handy for your knowledge, so you can go and study WiseImage. So This is it on this presentations. I will try to make some of the specific videos on WiseImage. For instance, the maintenance companies, how they're using, and the way they are actually getting benefits of WiseImage instead of other application, instead of converting things into vectors and then updates. So in the future videos I'll try to explain few of such cases. So thank you very much for your time. Look forward for your kind suggestions on this on WiseImage. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks. Bye bye.